Last year, it was really hard for me to be around everybody, especially Barry. It just felt awkward, and that was just a hard time. But, you know, I'm a little more settled in now in a place that I can call my own and live. So I feel like things are a little more stable and normal now. What are you reading about?
From the Civil War. Yeah.
I'm gonna do logic first.
Who fought in the Civil War?
What do you think? Are you serious?
We've been through a lot of changes the last few years, but the core values, you know, none of that's changed. We still homeschool the children. We still encourage them in their personal dreams and goals. We still try to instill a good work ethic. And we still want the children, especially the younger ones, to have a wholesome upbringing.
Do you know where my math book is?
No, I don't.
I'm doing fine settling into this new routine. I mean, it's not as hard as I thought it'd be. One of the things that made it not so hard was that I saw everybody was still there for me. Mom and Dad are still there, my siblings are still there. Another thing is, when it was just in a standstill, there was so much uncertainty, I didn't know what was gonna come. So that's one of the reasons why I hated it, because I don't like uncertainty. But now that we've gotten into a routine and we're moving on, it's not that bad.
My job is to drive my sisters every day to school, drop them off there, and then pick them up. And most of the time, I am doing school with them. But I didn't have school today because I'm going out of town tomorrow, and I was a little too busy today. How was it?
Good.
Girls ready to go home?
Yep.
All right, let's go. I enjoy taking them. It's a little bit of time we get to spend together, and with my parents getting a divorce and everything, I've seen a change in my younger sisters. It seems like they've gotten nicer and just more considerate about other people. And that may have just been from them growing up more, or they could have, you know, realized that families can be broken and that it's more important to value the time that you have with your family. What's for dinner?
I was gonna make mashed potatoes, roast, probably broccoli, and I have key lime pie too.
Sounds like it's gonna be good.
Of course, I'm making it.
This is perfect.
Okay, so what do you guys think of my contribution to this meal?
What was your contribution? Oh, the roast?
I put the roast in the crock pot.
The roast is what makes it perfect.
At the right time, with the right amount of seasonings, and I learned it all from you girls. A lot has changed. We are transforming quickly in the Plat family with relationships and new locations and new perspectives. Kim's off on her own. I'm here. I don't see her much. I talk to her more over the phone or via text than I do seeing her. We're settling into our separate lives, but we're always tied together via the children. Doing okay with the new routine?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
You have the freedom to choose if you want to be here or you want to spend time with her, right?
Yeah. How are you doing with the new setup?
I'm moving forward. 25 years worth of marriage, you know, and then all of a sudden it's gone. And that's been, yeah, I'd say one of the biggest challenges of my life, right, to get through. There were times where I'm like, oh, depression is ahead if I go there. But all the children have been very supportive. They've helped me get to this point where I'm stable and moving forward.
Just going to the gym every day.
I go 3 to 4 times.
All my friends that go to that gym, that see you there, they're like, your dad is there like every time I go there, and he's getting massive.
Working out, that's my new hobby. It used to be an outlet because I was frustrated. I was going through the first 4 steps of the grieving process in a divorce. I can feel the fire burning. Lifting weights was like, this is a release. And I would be like, ah, that's better. But now it's kind of gained a life of its own, you know? It's like you go and you get pumped up. The blood flows in and everything gets bigger. And you go, wow, this is kind of fun.
You can tell when he's frustrated if you're outside the building, because the whole building just like has a rumble too. He's in there just throwing weights around.
You're funny.
The last year or so was really hard for all of us, but we're all doing really good right now. And I have no doubt that that's because Dad is doing really good. He's not letting his circumstances define him. He knows who he is, and he's got his roots in that. And when the head of the house is doing good and is really strong and steady, it trickles down to everyone else in the household.
So together we're making it okay, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think we'll make it even better after we each have a slice of key lime pie.
I might be able to force one down, but
You gonna force it down?
I might be able to.
We're out of coffee, right?
Yes.
Who runs out of coffee? That's like
People
illegal.
like me who don't care about coffee.
I forgot why I don't come and visit very often.
I have lots of coffee at the apartment.
So today Mike and Mariah are in town, and apparently they've asked Kim to be here as well.
I'm gonna put this in here.
There's still times that it's awkward to be around Barry, and definitely times I prefer not to be around him. But in the context of we're gathering with Mike and Mariah, or we're gathering with the children, we're cordial, we can speak, and I mean, it's fine.
Good morning.
Good. You look sleepy.
Last year, we told the children that Kim and I are gonna just get along peacefully together, and this is an example of that. If there's anything simmering behind the scenes, you know, we just keep a lid on that. And just for the children's sake, you know, we get along and have an enjoyable time.
Well, I'm glad we could all get together this morning. Mariah and I have something we'd kind of like to talk to you guys about. You don't have to be scared. It's not like a couple years ago.
Oh no. Okay.
Over the past few months, there's been a lot of crap that's happened in our family that none of us ever saw coming, with the divorce, as well as the situation with Ethan and Olivia.
Oh, it feels like New York City out here.
Yeah, it's cold. It's nice.
This week, Ethan and Olivia are coming back from Europe, so Mariah and I just want to sit down with our parents and make sure we're all on the same page.
I know there's been a lot of things said about you guys, misunderstood about you guys. And I'm very sorry for my part in that. I know as a older teenager at the time, I was mad, partly on my own, trying to find me as a person, but also maybe slightly influenced, and I'm just sorry about going down that trail.
For the longest time, I looked at my upbringing as kind of horrible. Olivia was the one that kind of early on helped introduce us to other things, but she did it in a way where it was like, look how much better this is than what you had. Shame on your parents for raising you like that. At least that's what it made me feel like. And that influenced me. It influenced Mariah. I've realized since then that my parents did a lot of things right. Growing up on a piece of land the size we grew up on, being able to own a herd of cows as a young teenager, that was my passion. I feel like that was so good for our brains as little kids, to chop down trees and to build things. I'm thankful for a lot of how I was raised.
Honestly, she's always hated the way we grew up. She's always talked crap. And Ethan has, I really feel like he's absorbed all of that. And when you...
And it's really knocked his confidence down. He believes it now. Yeah.
You know what it's called? It's called brainwashing.
Brainwashing.
And that's what's happened to him.
Olivia has said a bunch of things about my parents for years, and it's only gotten worse. It's got to the point where lies are being told. And I personally want to do my part in making things right. The thing with the credit card, that story that she told, the way I see that is she was using basically a made-up story to validate her big emotions. She has felt this way about our family, about you and Dad, and she was like, I just have all this hate and anger that I'm spewing towards them, and I need to make myself feel valid. And that makes me so mad because I sat there by her side for years saying, you are valid. You can feel however you want to feel. That's okay. But I will not tolerate lies being told. I will not tolerate somebody just then going off the deep end saying, you know, like, you have every right not to like a person. That's okay. And you have every right to be like, oh, their values or their beliefs or whatever don't line up with mine and I don't want to associate with that. That's okay. But it's not okay to try and make the whole world or a whole family feel the same way.
Well, it's just relationally destructive.
Yeah.
You know, that approach is very relational.
And I see that now, and that's
it.
why I choose not to have a relationship with her anymore.
But I have to tell you, when you two and Lydia and Isaac got together and came up with a group statement and posted it online on my behalf,
I know you called me crying.
I cried really hard. That made me feel so good that somebody's standing up for me. So thank you. As far as the credit card story goes, I know my truth. Olivia has her truth, but I'm not going to fight that battle. I'm tired of constantly defending myself against things that Ethan and Olivia have said about me.
I mean, it's apparent that with Olivia, it's either my way or the highway.
Yeah.
A friend should be a friend no matter what, not conditional.
Yep. I have had to choose, and I choose my family.
Yeah.
My parents' divorce has definitely made me think a little harder about relationships and even family. Things you think are solid can fall apart. And even though Olivia is a part of our family, she's not someone I'm choosing over everyone else.
It's sad. I wish we could change it, but obviously we can't. We've tried.